So you're wondering, why am I going through this book? Well, I'm looking for some ideas. A topic came up on the pinnacle of success. So I decided to go through this book, and of course many books, and still nothing. I'm not getting no sort of any kind of background information or anything like that. So I decided to go a little further, a little deeper. My friends, I've been doing research on this topic, and I'm trying to figure out what is the meaning of this summit of success that people talk about. And I can't seem to find a particular predetermined reason or definition of it. So I did a little survey. If you give me a moment, I'd like to share. And someone just told me that it is achieving your predetermined goals or targets. Another person told me it is dictated by our goals and achievements, where for some they go on for another and another, and so on and so on. So that's kind of thoughtful, probably productive, but it doesn't define exactly what I'm searching for. So I started to go a little further and think back at certain things of achievements and what men and women have done in the past. And one thing came up to my mind was the automobile. It's a great success story. It was created by a guy named Carl Benz in 1886 through internal combustion. What a great creation this is, creating an automobile. I mean, it pioneered something for transportation for decades, of course, and it is bigger and bigger and bigger, or different versions of automobiles from all the way into the 19th century, into 20th century, even in the 21st century. You have different cars, different models, all different types. And that to me is a great success, a great pioneering success, one where you build and you upgrade. So thinking back, creating something out of almost, I wouldn't say nothing, but creating something out of somewhere into somewhere else, I would call it what you call a nice success story. And I can think of many other things that people have created from the 20th century especially. I mean, what would we do without televisions, laptops, computers, cell phones? I mean, you could go on and on. These are great creations. These are pioneers of different aspects of technology that people have created. And way it has been upgraded is it has made a great achievement for people who have created it, people who have used it, and taken advantage for different resources. And that is what I define as something as a great pioneer of success. But then I started to wonder, is it only something that you create for something, for someone, for industry, for the market, for the world? Is that we only define as great success or pinnacle of success? I don't think so. What about the guy who stepped on the moon for the first time? Neil Armstrong. Stepping onto that moon, putting your first step forward, and people watching and learning and observing. I think it's what you call a great success story. Could you imagine being there that day and you walking onto what you call a foreign territory or extraterrestrial territory, and put your foot down and you feel that thing, that drive, the first person to step on what you call the moon. As they say, small step for man, a great step for journey. And of course, people came afterwards and they followed, and they had more and more and more people coming and landing on the moon. But how did it reach there? Did it just start with Neil Armstrong? No, it had other people involved in it as well. And it's from that moment to build up to him getting there. It wasn't just him, it was many other people before him. People actually died in many different journeys trying to get to the moon. It was really one small step, but it led to from a bigger small step to many, many more steps. And that goes on to history. And that is what something what you call success as well. Something that's placed down into history. So then I started to wonder, okay, it's not only about creating something, it's not only also about just reaching a certain milestone. It has other aspects as well, where people have become success. And it's not only about money. Take for instance, I'm a sports guy. I love my sports. I love football, I love basketball, all different types of sports. I am blessed to witness probably one of the two greatest footballers of all times, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Competitive people, always going at each other, will never give up. Even at their age right now, you can see they're still being competitive. They still want to keep on going on and on and on and on. Don't want to give up. Want to reach that certain milestone. That itself is where you explore and you tell yourself that standard is where you want to reach a pinnacle of success. I even look at it in basketball as well. People would say different things or have different opinions of success when it comes to who is the greatest basketball player of all time. Some people would say Michael Jordan. I would say that too. And then some people would say LeBron James. So how do you compare where one has more titles than the other one? So then it's not fair to say that this particular one who has less titles is less successful as that one. No. It's just an opinion of seeing where they have reached and where they keep on going. And that is the idea of reaching that success. I like to go a little closer to home. There was a guy who was born in Trinidad. His name is Sajid Ramjatin. And he moved from Princestown to St. James in 1911, selling bottles. He's also a major salesman. And then the more he got involved in selling of bottles, the more he became aware of different things that were being around the area of St. James. And he decided to get more having a side job, and decided to, let me see what I can do to expand this bottling industry of soft drinks. So with the money he accumulated, of course, he bought a Canadian company that was going out of business, a solo bottle company, and coincidentally it had the logo Solo written on it with a pilot. And he decided, I will take this company and I will manufacture and sell with these bottles. So with the help of his wife, they produce bottles every day and sell. And as the company grew and grew and grew, it became expansive and it became popular and became known as Solo Beverages. I think that's a great success story. Locally grown, manufactured, produced, sold, Trinidad and Tobago. That story gives me a quenching thirst, a desire that I will want to be successful. So, with that said, I think I'm going to have a little sip of what was just produced this morning. Does taste successful. So also, I like to add something more personal to my experience. My dad, who was in the mid-90s, still alive, didn't have a great educational background. But from small, he worked hard and worked in different places. Growing up, he became one of the first persons to actually do what you call clay pottery in Trinidad and Tobago. And then he left to work in government ministry, and he worked other places doing bartending just to keep his family going. And even after he retired, he went on to continue his bartending and also do other work as well in different stores and everything. That drive that he had to keep on going and going and going is also what we call a pinnacle of success, because he never stopped living, never stopped working, never gave up. That drive is what, my friends, is what gives you the urge to become successful. So I like to add a little poem to my story. And it goes, a short little poem, and it goes like this. The mountains we move, the trials we meet, we will overcome it. We will continue to climb, even though we fall. We will find its way, steep as that hill is, as high as that mountain is. We will continue to meet and go forward until we reach that summit of success. And so, dear friends, I tell you, this book I have in my hand, it will always be empty until you make it worthwhile and having a story in it and write your own summit of success. I thank you.